Hello, welcome once again to another year and another show with our Coach's Corner program featuring the head coach John Brainy. I'm Jeff Ruth, and John, it's a good thing football isn't 23 minutes and 55 seconds and a half because what an exciting game last week over at Mount Vernon, end of the first half as well as at the end of the game.
Well, maybe it was exciting for people up in the stands, but for the coaches, it was a great win for us no matter how we got it. But you got to give all the credit to the coaching staff. They had a great game plan, and the players came out and executed it. And, we took some advantages from film and had a pump block ready and made some plays. But like I said, we'll take it any way we can get it.
Special teams obviously were huge for you.
Great job. And we had a couple of big returns I was pretty proud of. Punt team held up real well. And if you can remember a couple of years ago, they had over 300, 400 yards on returns. That was a real concern of ours because we really haven't practiced it that much with scrimmages, and our special teams came through.
Had to have been a real defensive battle as well.
There's no doubt about that. Our defense, we made some adjustments. Coach Slater came in at halftime, made a great adjustment, and literally shut them down in the second half. Literally, I think 3 yards or 2 yards in the second half.
All right, your summer, talk a little bit about the scrimmages, who you scrimmaged, and how you felt going into week one last week.
Well, we had a lot of kids to replace, and we went against Kenton and Delaware, and we're getting some kids a chance to play on Friday night. And the more reps they get, the better they get. So right now, we're pretty healthy. I'm pretty proud of that. I think we're doing a great job on defense, flying around to the football. We got to read keys a little bit better. And, each day we go out, we get better. Offensively, I think our line's starting to come. Noah Thompson's, he'll get better each week, each rep he gets. He hasn't played quarterback in a couple of years. A little limited time last year when Ryan went down, but he's going to get better and the offense is going to get better.
All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the highlights from the contest against Mount Vernon last week. We'll also preview the game coming up this week. We also have some of the senior captains we'll talk to, and we'll do all of that right after these words.
I love the club. It's the reason I'm here. It's taught me so many lessons, and I can talk about it in a positive way and in an honest way for the rest of my life. In a community or in a town, your role models are the people that you deal with, that are in your face, that you talk to, that you can ask questions to, not necessarily some basketball player or actor on screen. Boys and girls clubs, great futures start here.
Once again, back on the Coach's Corner program, and again, since this is the first broadcast of the year, reminder you can catch it at 4 o'clock in the morning, at noon, and at 8 o'clock in the evening. Coach Slater, congratulations, a nice game plan last week, and
thanks, sir.
Had to be a thriller not only for the fans, but obviously for the coaches and the players to win a game in the way that you did.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the things that we always challenge the kids to do is to finish games. If you look at our seasons, the last couple years, we haven't been able to finish games, and it was exciting to see our kids, actually go out there and finish the game and come out with a big W.
Talk a little bit about that last play at the end of the first half. Gave you a little bit of momentum going into the locker room after really being outplayed in the first half.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely didn't feel like we were being outplayed. We felt like we were giving them everything. And to get the block kick and to score a touchdown off of that was huge. And the kids already knew what we were capable of, and that just was more proof to them. And after we made the halftime adjustments, it was game over. And
then talk a little bit about that end of the play or end of the game drive that you put together, and then the final play.
Well, the defense, we preached, get the ball back to the offense. We don't care where we are on the field. It's our job to get stops. So we got a big strip. I believe it was Drake that made the strip. We recovered it, and the offense got the ball back. Offense had been struggling, but we knew that they were going to score a touchdown at the end of the game. Noah threw a great ball to Colin, and, that was it.
Talk a little bit about your expectations as a coach this year going into this season.
This is my 5th year as a defensive coordinator, and when I think about our team and I think about our defense, this is the fastest defense I've ever coached. And that says a lot to the work that they've put into the weight room. So my expectations for this group are very high. We this year we're on the chase. You know, it's something that we've been talking about all off season. We're chasing after a MOAC championship. So that's my number one. I want us to win a championship, and after that we'll see where we go.
Depth-wise, how are you this year?
Depth-wise, actually defensively we're pretty solid. It was a concern in the offseason, but we had some guys that have really stepped up, some younger guys that have really stepped up on both sides of the ball that are going to help provide, big depth for us, as the season goes on.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from the contest last Friday night over at Mount Vernon, a team that you've opened with a lot of times over the years.
Yes, sir. Right here we've got Dejon Smith making a good play. That's going really slow. Oh man, this is funny. We just came out and played great. I mean, we could show all these highlights. I'm getting goosebumps watching the defense right now. We just balled out. I don't even know what else to say about this group. They just played well. So all these defensive highlights, I mean, we could show them all day long. This is what we expect them to do. We had some guys make some big plays for us. Drake and Colin had huge games. Right here we've got Noah Thompson. He struggled a little bit at the beginning, but he came through for us. Middle screens were there all night. Fraker is one of our best athletes. We want to get the ball to him in space, and we took advantage of it. Right here we get the block punt. It's funny, we actually had punt safe on. And the kids kind of just said, you know what, Coach Slater, we're going to go get this. And they did. I can't even get mad at them for it. Quave literally told me the play before he's gonna block it. He's going to score a touchdown. And that's what happened. I can't really see that one. Oh, right here. This is the J reverse to Fraker. Like I said, we want to get the ball out in space to our athletes, and that's what Coach Lester did a good job of. Again, Gary Money with a good catch, working to get upfield. Another Gary. That's a great catch. The offense was kind of backed up in this situation, and for them to be able to get out of it and put together a decent drive definitely helped out the defense. But the defense just made plays. We've got Seth, we've got Book around the ball right there. The offense came through. Noah throws a great ball to Quave. Wish he would have broke that tackle, high stepped into the end zone. Again, just another great play on defense. They tried to do some trick stuff on us right there, and it just didn't work. 11 hats to the football. It's what we preach, and, our defense does a good job of running to the ball. Right here, Drake and Colin kind of did their own thing, and it worked out perfect. And here we are towards the end of the game, knowing we need a big play. As a defensive coach, I was kind of happy that Colin got stopped short because I knew we were going to score the next play, and it was going to take more time off the clock. And then we got the game-winning touchdown.
Something to build on. First time, I think, 13, 12 years that you were able to win your opening game, too.
Yeah, first time since 2006 that we were able to win the season opener. And that's something that I preach to the kids, When I played here, we were expected to win these games, and it feels like, the tide is starting to shift a little bit where people are starting to expect Marion Harding to be the team of old, to be a dominant force. So to come out with that W was huge for us, especially going into Jonathan Alder week.
I would agree. Appreciate you being on.
Thank you, sir. No problem.
We'll be back. We have several of the players that we're going to talk to, and we'll do that right after these words.
Wouldn't it be great if money grew on trees? Unfortunately, it doesn't. But at Harding High School, our guidance counselors are here to help students find the money needed for college. In fact, our students typically qualify for merit-based scholarships, athletic awards, or even general awards based on financial need. No, money doesn't grow on trees, but at Marion City Schools, we can help you plant the seeds of success by guiding you towards a wealth of scholarship money. At Marion City Schools, your future begins today.
What's Once again, back on the Coach's Corner program, a couple of the senior captains join me. Hayden Hamilton to my left and Seth Tyler to my far left. Hayden, we'll go ahead and start with you. You're a big body, aren't you?
Yeah, I've always been a bigger kid, so I mean I've always had the advantage. I'm short to the ground, so I just do what I can do.
Talk a little bit about I'm guessing you're not a cornerback or a safety.
No, my job's actually a lot different. My job's really to basically protect the quarterback and make sure up front we know what we're doing, and make sure everything and everyone's on the same page up front.
Do you play offense and defense, or just offense?
As of right now, I'm only on offense. I only play center right now, but I can definitely play defense and stop the run. That's about my specialty on defense. Not much of a pass rusher.
Okay. Talk a little bit about the offense this year, working with a new quarterback.
It's definitely a little bit different. I think Noah's a little more athletic than our quarterback last year. We got definitely a couple design runs for him, and different things up front change when you can have a running quarterback. So just different couple reads and things like that have changed for us up front, and it's gonna start coming together once we figure out some of the problems we have up front.
Does he get under center, or is he pretty much always in the shotgun?
It feels like always at practice we're in the shotgun, but in the game, he gets under center. We get about 50-50 really, so he can do both.
What do you feel you're better at right now, guarding against the pass rush or getting the blocks on the runs?
It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I'm pretty good at either, but right now as a team, I think we're a little bit better running the ball. But it's just we're struggling. We're just struggling to get them guys off the line of scrimmage and actually be able to get the ball down the field a little while running the ball.
After the two-a-days and the practices and the scrimmages and so forth, it had to have felt pretty good to go out and actually hit somebody else in a different uniform last week.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to hit somebody else so you're not trying to bang up your own team, and it always feels good to loosen up the pads a little bit against somebody else.
Have you or the team kind of set any individual or team goals this year?
Like Coach Slater said earlier, we definitely want to go out as a team, and we're on the chase. We're on the chase for the MOAC championship. It's always been a goal of ours since we joined the MOAC to get one of the championships. Well, this is our last go-round as a senior, so this is definitely one of our goals as seniors and leaders on this team. We want to go get one right now.
And of course, last year, Jonathan Alder ended up beating you guys by a game in the league, so a little revenge factor maybe?
Yeah, I mean, the offense moved the ball pretty well last year against them. It's just we had turnovers, and that's not something that we can do against a good, sound team like that. We have to hang on to the ball, and we just got to move the ball up and down the field like we know we can against a sound, disciplined team.
Okay, nice job. Appreciate you being on.
Thank you.
So kind of the same questions, the position that you play.
Yes, I play linebacker and a little bit of fullback.
All right. Pretty much defense then. Do you like defense or offense better?
Defense.
All right. Most guys that play defense and offense like defense because they get to hit people, right?
Yes, yeah, that's my favorite part of the game.
All right. Kind of talk a little bit about run defense or pass defense. Do you think you're a little more solid in one aspect over the other?
I think I'm more solid in run defense just because, I don't know, it's the hitting part. Like I said, I just like to hit.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the fact, because two-a-days can be long, the scrimmages, Hayden mentioned a little bit. The fact that last Friday night, after a month or so, you were actually able to go out and hit somebody else. That had to have felt good to get the pads on and actually get out under the lights and play in a game that meant something.
Yeah, it felt great. Instead of hitting your teammates, you're hitting someone you really don't care about.
Yeah. And again, as far as goals, obviously, the goal number one is to win the MOAC. And even though Jonathan Alder's not in the league this year, you're familiar with him. You've played him the last couple of years, so you know some of the tendencies that they do.
Yes. Our big thing is not to give up the yardage we did last year and to win this game.
Okay. Well, appreciate you being on. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with a couple more of the captains right after these words.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Haven't seen you around before. Are you new in the neighborhood?
Yeah. Haven't you heard about the new state law on yard waste bags?
No, I guess not.
Well, if yard waste is set out by the curb for pickup, state law requires residents to use a compostable bag, like me, or a large paper bag, or a hauler-provided cart. Plastic bags like you are now banned from curbside pickup. is the other new bag in the neighborhood.
Hi guys, what's shaking?
Hey there, welcome.
Once again, back on the Coaches Corner program, Colton Hill along with Rick Fascione will join me for this segment. We'll kind of start with you. You had one of the big key plays in the game last Friday night.
Yeah, and ended up scoring the game-winning touchdown. It was definitely a great feeling to do that. One thing I had dreamt about as a little kid. Like, it's just a great feeling to get that under my belt.
Yeah, it's one thing to score a touchdown with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, but when you score literally, I mean, the game is on the line at that point. The ball came into you. Did it look like a beach ball or did it look like a golf ball at the time?
I mean, Noah threw a great ball, and I just wanted to catch it, so I didn't really catch it with my hands. I caught it with my chest because I didn't want to risk dropping the ball, but it was a great moment. Yeah,
it was. Yeah. Well, one that you'll always remember.
Yeah, for sure.
Just kind of talk a little bit about the fact that you got the momentum. First win in more than 10 years. You went on the road against a pretty good Mount Vernon ball club. Just kind of talk a little bit about how that carryover is going to, go into weeks 2 and hopefully the rest of the season.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll give us a lot of momentum. Because in the past we haven't won a game 1, and usually we end up losing game 2. In the past we haven't had a great record, so I definitely think it'll give us more momentum towards the season, and hopefully we'll improve as the year goes on.
Talk a little bit about the position or positions you play.
I play defensive tackle and fullback.
All right.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the defensive tackle end of things. The defense must have played lights out last week.
Yeah, we all played great. I played DN last year, so it's definitely a little different, but it's definitely more contact, and I like the contact of playing inside. It's definitely a good position.
You're a senior. Expectations for the season?
Like Hayden and Coach Slater said, we're on a chase to get the MOAC championship, so I'm looking forward to the season, and hopefully we come out with that MOAC championship at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thank
Nice
you.
win last week and continued success the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Drake, kind of talk a little bit about what you do on this team. You do a little bit of everything, I think.
Yeah, I play tight end on offense and defensive end on defense. Tight end, if they need me to run block, I can line up in a 3-point. If they need me at receiver, I can flex out and run a route.
Tight end a lot of times doesn't get the ball as much maybe as the wide receivers and so forth. Is this a team that's going to use the tight end in passing situations?
Yeah, we definitely have some design passes and whatnot for our tight ends, but I think I'll do whatever they need me to do. If they need me to run a route, I will. If they need me to block, I can help out.
Talk a little bit again about what you do defensively. It sounds like, just from what I read and saw last week, the defense maybe at this point is maybe a little bit ahead of the offense.
Yeah, our defense is definitely, we fly around all the time. We all know our assignments and whatnot. And I think just our athleticism definitely helps us kind of get the upper edge.
Coach Slater talked about the quickness. Talk a little bit about just how quick this team is this year.
Everyone from the D-line to the defensive backs, we just fly around to the ball. If they're running the ball, you're going to see 11 bodies to the ball almost every play. And I think that's good with us, is just that we don't give up. And if there's a big play breaking out, we're always going to go chase it down, or no matter what it is, we're just always there.
You're a captain. Talk a little bit about what that means to you.
It's a great feeling, People would say I'm not the one to talk a lot or whatever, but I think it's good to lead by example and lead by how I play on the field. So it's good to be just a leader that people can look up to, or a role model for say. It's just definitely good to kind of have that position to help out others.
How were the coaches selected, or the captains selected? Did the coaches select them, or do the players select them?
It's a mix of both. The players, we get papers that we can write down who we want for captain and why, and then the coaches also take in their own consideration, and they kind of pick them from there.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Nice one last week. I know we're going to see a lot from you the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We'll be back. We have a couple more senior captains we're going to talk to, and we'll do that right after these words.
The Marion City Schools take pride in our music department. With nationally recognized marching band, show choir, orchestra, jazz band, multiple choirs and ensembles, as well as advanced placement music theory, the Marion City Schools offer a wide variety of opportunities for students to showcase their musical talents. Numerous studies show that music education enhances core curriculum, promotes social dynamics, and encourages community involvement. At Marion City Schools, opportunity is the foundation of success.
Once again, back on the Coaches Corner program, I mentioned I've been talking to a couple of seniors. I've been corrected. A couple of juniors join me, which makes it even more impressive that we have junior captains. Noah Thompson, we'll start with you. You're the quarterback. talked a little bit about in the last segment what it was like to catch the football. Talk a little bit about throwing the football in that game-winning play.
Yeah, when I was taking a snap under center, it was just a lot of adrenaline rushing. I mean, the less I can throw, you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, when Coach Wessler told me you can't take a sack because if we take a sack, that game's going to be over. I mean, but I just wanted to hurry up and do it. I mean, right before I took the snap, it's like the game just slowed down, and I just saw it. So right when I faked it to the right running back, I just saw Collins sitting right there in the end zone and couldn't miss him.
Is that one of those situations in midget football, or when you're 6 years old and you're out playing in the backyard, that's one of those plays that you always dream up?
I always dream up. I mean, you always want to make those big plays. I mean, you want to be that big-time player that puts your team in that situation to win. So, I mean, we just had to do what we do. And
your quarterback haven't had a lot of experience the last couple of years with Ryan being the quarterback. Just kind of talk a little bit about maybe, I don't know if pressure is the right word, but talk a little bit about, how you kind of are going to put the team on your shoulders a little bit this year.
I mean, there's a lot looking up to me. I mean, every year we're getting better. So in order for me to not let my team down, I have to go and practice with the mindset like I'm going to go and not let my team down and do the best I can be and lead this team to victories. And I mean, every day we just try to get better and better, and I just try to become a better teammate, better player, and all in all, and make the city proud.
Are you just on offense, or do you play any defense?
Yes, I play free safety on defense. So.
Okay, that's got to be tough. You got to be in pretty good shape to be able to do that, don't you?
Yes, you do.
At this point, one game into the season, as you kind of look back, maybe as far as passing, running, a little more comfortable running the football or passing, or it's kind of a work in progress?
Throwing the ball, I mean, it's coming along. It's still work in progress, but running the ball, I'm a little more comfort in that. So.
Okay. And again, you get a lot more practice in, you'll get a lot more comfortable throwing the football.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on a nice win last week.
Yep,
It's always a lot easier to do these programs after a win than a loss, so hopefully we'll have a lot of wins to talk about this year.
Hopefully, yes.
Kwabi, you're a junior. Talk a little bit about being a junior and being selected captain. That's got to be quite an honor.
Yes. I've been playing with these guys for many years now, and it's been a fun ride, and I can't say how honored I am to be a captain my junior year, especially after watching several great players go through here, LJ and getting captain and all that. So it's a pretty fun ride. Can't beat it.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about what you do on the team.
Well, I'm the linebacker, and I am a wide receiver / tight end. We keep the defense under control. In clutch situations, we have to step up to the plate, and we have to come out with the mindset that we're going to win the game, basically. And this year, it's been quite the honor to run the defense as the defensive captain, and it's great.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about last week, the Mount Vernon game, because you guys really shut them down defensively.
Well, the first half, I'm not gonna lie, they had us. We came out playing good. We played good, but they found holes to hit, and to say that. Second half, we came out with the mentality that we weren't giving any yards up. So came out, Drake Fascione, Seth Tyler, got in our head. We had to jump on some kids, which made us realize, like, hey, we got this. Offense might not be working right now, but the defense can win us the game right here. And you can't stress it even more. Special teams win the game, and that basically won it.
All right. Have you set any goals yourself personally?
Yes. I want to be an all-Ohio player, of course, but my main goal right now is to go to the playoffs, which hasn't happened here in a very long time. The first goal, of course, was to win the first game. Mm-hmm. Haven't happened in 12 to 14 years, and that right there started off. Right now, we're all rolling. Practices are doing great. Once you win the game, it just opens your mind. Sure. After going 0-10 a few years ago, after going 5-5 last year, we realize, like, hey, we could be the next big thing here.
hopefully that'll be the case.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, both of you, on a nice game last week and continued success the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We'll be back. We'll wrap up this edition of the Coaches Corner program right after these words.
This is me. And this is my teacher, Miss C. She's so great. She teaches me a lot of good stuff. She taught me that everything I do starts with me. I'm in charge. She taught me to have a plan and make sure I do all my work before I play. I also learned how to play well with others. I try to remember that everyone can win. And I listen before I talk. That makes working together a lot more fun. I know that balance feels best, so I remember to take care of myself. Miss C taught me lots of things, but the best one ever is that I can be great.
What if every child had the same opportunity? The opportunity to develop the essential life skills and characteristics students need to thrive in the 21st century. The Leader in Me process provides the teacher experience and classroom implementation tools to put your school on the path to greatness. As you integrate timeless principles into your school's core curriculum and language, you will build student self-confidence, reduce discipline referrals, and increase academic achievement. Find out more at theleaderinme.org.
Great happens here.
Once again, back on the Coaches Corner program, and Coach John Brainy. It feels good doing these games and doing these shows. We tape them on Tuesday afternoon, and boy, it's a lot more fun doing a game after a win than a loss, isn't it?
Well, it's just like Book just said. Practice is easier, a little bit more focus. Everybody's in a better mood. You know, the school is praising the guys, and they deserve it. But now it's time to forget about last week and let's get on to next week.
As far as expectations, I know everybody wants to win the MOAC. Obviously, that's goal number one.
That is, and it's been that way for the last 3 years here. We want to win the conference. That's our number one thing. But we just want to get better each week, and we want to have a chance in the fourth quarter to win the game. And we don't worry about what the other team's going to do. We worry about what Marion is going to do that day. And we do our job. I think we'll have a chance in every game.
We did the Jonathan Alder game when they played here last year. You got them on the road Friday night. Talk a little bit about the challenges that they present.
Same JA team. They're physical. They'll come out and they're gonna tell you we're gonna do this, and you have to stop us. They're not gonna change anything. They're gonna come out, be physical, and usually they end up beating on their teams that they've been playing. But we have to meet that challenge. We have to be the most physical team out there on Friday night.
All right, well, nice win last week, continued success on Friday night, and I know you're anxious to get home next week to start a couple of home games back-to-back and kind of christen the new field. I know you're looking forward to that.
It will be nice, and thank you very much.
All right, thank you, John. Going to wrap it up for this edition of the Coaches Corner program. For head coach John Brainy, I'm Jeff Ruth.